right. Hey, welcome. Happy Tuesday if you're joining me live or joining me the day of. It is July 7th and another hot and muggy day here in Chicago. But today, yesterday we did more of like a yoga kind of Pilates fusion flow. I did a very kind of gentle warming up, or took a while to warm up. So today I kind of want to get straight into it a little bit more. Work our shoulders. I have a nice series that actually my partner Bucky has been doing with me and with some clients of his. And it's been great for strengthening shoulders, strengthening the rotator cuff, and then getting into some bar work for our legs. So we're just going to kind of jump into it more. We'll do a little warming up, but we're going to jump into it more today than yesterday. If you are joining and you need a mat or something to lay down on, if you have something like a yoga block, I may use like a book here, or I just grab something random off or stack of CDs. That just may help you for a reference point for some of the things we're going to do, but if you don't have it, that's okay too. Take breaks when you need to, modify when you need to. Oh, and I'm Midnight. I forget to introduce myself, especially in these daily ones. Welcome. I've been doing these daily pop-up classes just to get some movement into our regular daily lives, at least into my regular daily life. And I'm honored if you happen to be joining me today. All right, but yeah, modify when you need to, take breaks when you need to, especially with bar, especially into the shoulders. Once you feel yourself lose your form, give yourself a little shakeout. We're going to be doing kind of small movements, but they really get into this shoulder here. This joint does a lot of work, a lot of movement for us. There's tiny muscles inside there that connect it all together and help us move, but they're really tiny and they get fatigued easily. So when you feel that fatigue happen and you feel yourself start to sink, or it feels not good anymore, please take that rest and break. That's what it's all about. Okay. All right. I'm going to switch over this music. We're going to listen to a DJ that created some music for me. His name is Simon Shackleton out of the UK. And he created this music when I did my bar classes years ago. So we're going to use his mix. Today. All right, everyone. Let's back up again. Okay, we're starting in quadruped position, hands and knees. So we did some cat-cows. We started this way yesterday, warming up that spine. It's maybe the first movement you're doing of the day. So we just want to get some movement into those bones in the body. Start to wake them up. Go around in a circle. Just whatever feels good here. Stretching things out. Maybe there's a section that needs a little extra stretch, extra time. Breathe into the muscles, circle other way. You also play with how far away your knees are. Maybe a little further feels better. Maybe closer feels better. It's all just figuring it out. A lot of class. It's not a performance, right? It's not like a show. A lot of it's just figuring stuff out, finding what works for you. Good. Come back center. Serena Push-Ups. Sink the chest down and push away. My arms are staying relatively straight. Sink my chest down towards the ground, then press up and away. We did some of these yesterday, and I was just reminded of how good they are for us to do. So my arms stay pretty straight. I also had an aerial instructor used to call this flossing your shoulders. So you have floss through that joint, sink the chest down, then push up and away. A couple more. On that push up and away, really press into the ground, add that extra power. So I'm not just pushing up, I'm also pressing my hands down into the floor. One more. Press, hold. Good. Start to shift yourself forward and back. Keep that press through the shoulders. It feels like my armpits are suctioning up into my body. I know it's a weird sensation. It's a weird cue. But if you think of your armpits like suction cups, think that you're drawing and sucking them up and in. Maybe you're like, I have no idea what that feels like today. That's okay too. Good. Shake it out. Go down to your forearms. Forearms about shoulder width distance. And I like to go fists with my palms facing in. You can have palms facing down, whatever works for you. Same thing, those shoulder Serena Push-Ups, sinking down and lifting up. Now we will get into this a little bit deeper. So we're just using this as a warm-up. Although I can already feel my shoulders start to build that heat. Pressing the floor away with my elbows, suctioning the armpits up and in. I'm also pressing into the floor and pressing into my chest. So imagine like I have a yoga block in between my elbows and I'm pushing in on that yoga block. Or imagine like you're trying to fold up, smush the mat underneath your arms. Hold here, keep pressing away, and then start to thread forward and back. Working into that shoulder joint and working all those little muscles, all those connective tissues inside there. Check in with the core, make sure the belly's still pulling in. As we forget about the belly as we focus on a different part of our body. Good, last one. Yeah, hold here. All right. Give yourself a little shake out. Woo. Coming back to your quadruped position. One hand behind the head. Let's just do a little stretching. Reach the elbow up towards the ceiling. This is going to feel kind of awkward, but I'm really trying to twist, and my hips are trying to stay relatively square and center. Then bring that elbow down. Try and tap it onto the floor, or maybe tap it onto the wrist of the other hand. Lift it back up. Ooh, I fell a pop. And then bring it back down again. 2 more. Lifting up. Stretch that shoulder down. 1 more. Lift up. And down. Good. Switch over to the other side. Hand down. Hand behind the head. Reach it up. I feel a big stretch through my chest here. Open up to the shoulder and armpit. Elbow comes down, touches the mat, or maybe touches towards that wrist. Lift back up. Tuck back down. 2 more. Last one. Oh, yeah, good. All right, back onto your forearms. Now, if you can, we're gonna bump this up a little bit in intensity. Bring the knees back behind you and bring yourself into a plank position, modified plank position. If you're feeling like you're ready to go into full plank, feel free to go into full plank right now. So raise push-ups again, sink down and lift up. Sink down, lift up. Press. But even just this, I'm really feeling those muscles into my arms, into my shoulders. I'm pulling my belly in, squeeze my inner thighs together, engage through my glutes. Try to get my whole body to work here. And lengthen through the crown of my head. So we're working those muscles to help stabilize us as our shoulder muscles are activating to move us. Good, hold it here. Do little shifts forward and back. I find it easier to go on my toes, go forward and back. Keep pressing through those elbows. Drawing the belly in. I can feel my core starting to heat up now. You have 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it down. Child's pose, knees go wide. Hips sink back. All right, that was our warm up for our shoulders. We're gonna give them a little bit of a break. Get into our hips, get into our back body, and we'll get back into those shoulders for a little bit deeper. Onto your back, hip bridge. Heels in. Squeeze the glutes, rolling the tailbone up. I'll move my hands overhead just so you can see what my hips are doing. Curl lift, curl lower. Dig in with your heels. And try and get your heels right underneath your knees. That may mean you need to adjust them. Usually that means they're almost to your fingertips, not quite. And you kind of figure out where your body needs to be. Then look down at your knees. As you're curling your tailbone up and down, do your knees shift out and in. Try to keep those knees right over the 2nd and 3rd toenail. As you squeeze the butt, come up and lower down. Yeah, squeeze it up, lower down. Hold at the top. Now just squeeze the cheeks together. My hips are moving so small. So maybe half an inch that my hips are moving. It's all coming from the squeeze of my cheeks. So if I think of lifting my hips up, I'm gonna get into my back, and I'm gonna get this really big range of motion, but I'm not focusing as much on squeezing the muscles in here, and that's what I wanna get to. I wanna get to this booty, the booty muscles. Digging in with my heels, back of the hamstrings as well, I can feel. Open up to the collarbone, try and relax the upper body. Just squeezing through those cheeks. 8, 7, 4, and 1. Good, curl it down, take it out to a butterfly position. So feet together, edges, nice edges of your feet, outside edges, down on the ground. Same thing, nice and slow, curling up, curling down. As we lift the hips up, doing a little tuck of the pelvis. So I'm not lifting my spine. I'm trying not to lift my spine straight up as one unit, trying to peel it up one vertebra at a time. Like I'm rolling it up and rolling it down. It's a subtle difference. It'll help, again, really engage, getting more into those abs and help protect that lower back. 2 more. Squeezing through the glutes, digging in through those feet. Hold this one up, hold it up. Good. Keep the hips lifted, press out the knees. Out, out, out. So you're pushing those knees out and down towards the floor. Again, you take a break whenever you need to, you take a rest whenever you need to. I'm feeling my glutes, I'm feeling my legs heating up. Good morning. Bringing that heat, get that blood in there. Keep breathing. 16, 15. Little presses. Squeeze a little bit deeper if you can for 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good curl all the way down. Nice work. Little core break. It's not really a break, but we're getting into that core. Hands behind the head. Curling up and down. Lift. Now when I curl up, I'm thinking of kind of jutting my chin up towards the ceiling. For this particular crunch, I want to lift my whole upper torso from like that rib cage up. I want to try and float, hover it off. I'm not bringing it in, I'm lifting it up. It's a little different movement. But I find for me, this works my core a little bit differently than when I curl it forward. I need to work both, but just for right now, it's gonna work on stabilizing and lifting it up towards that sky. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands by your side, pull the belly button in, lengthen the tailbone away, tuck the ribs in. I call it the 1, 2, 3 of the abs. Suck belly button in, lengthen tailbone, push lower back into the floor, take your ribs, tuck them down and in. Lifting knees up towards tabletop, tapping the legs down. Let's go slow and up. Squeeze your inner thighs together and trying to keep that 1, 2, 3 connection of the core. So maybe that means you don't lower all the way down. Maybe that means you only lower a little bit and you bring it back to tabletop. Maybe you go one leg at a time. You absolutely alternate one leg, then you can do the other leg. It's kind of just finding where your body is today, what it's able, not just able to do, but what feels good for it to do. Challenging, but also strengthening and encouraging. Yeah, let's go for 8 more. Let's go. Drawing in the belly button as much as we can. I know it gets harder once those toes get lower. Keep breathing. We have 4 more right here. And we'll give our core a little break. Go back into those shoulders. See how this is going to work? So we work something, need a little rest, then get back to it later. Good. All right. Give yourself a little shake out, a little rock and roll, whatever you need to. Come all the way back up to your quadruped position. Whew. Okay. into that quadruped, hands and knees. Now put one hand behind your back. We're going into those serratus push-ups again. We're doing it single-handed. So lower the chest down, then press up. Lower down, press. My chest is staying square to the mat. So if I had a light on my chest, if I had a light on this shoulder, it would still be pointing down. I'm not twisting like we did before. I'm not going to twist to bring myself up. This is different than when we rotate with the hand behind the head. You're just pressing through that single arm shoulder. Push up and away. Sink down, press up and away. Push into it. Sink. Switch it over to the other side. Sink it down. Press. If you look at my shoulder blade is basically hugging around the spine and then pushing away from the spine. The gap between the scapula, the shoulder blade, and the midline is drawing in and then widening out as much as possible. It's that widening out that's really going to work the serratus. It's going to work inside that armpit and shoulder joints as well. Belly is still pulling in. And push through this hand. Push into it. You're trying to push that floor away from you. Press. Press so hard that maybe you even shake. Press. Good. Hold here. Bring it down to your elbows. Nice work. All right. Going into a full forearm plank position. Now, this is a place where if you have like a little thing, a yoga block, who uses these? These are old-fashioned CDs. Who has those anymore? You have a yoga block or anything like that, just as a reference point. Going up onto your toes, shifting yourself forward, trying to tap your chest, then pushing yourself back. Back to where shoulders stack over the elbows. Draw yourself forward, maybe tap that chest, and then push yourself back. Draw it forward, press back. If you don't have anything for reference, just do the motion. It just, again, gives you a little visual and tactile something to know how far you're going or not. Now, when you push back, only push back to shoulders over the elbows. Don't push back too far. You can also absolutely do this on your knees. You can also absolutely do this in quadruped position. Sink forward and push back. Yeah? And you go wherever you need to go for your body. Let's try 4 more. Squeeze inner thighs together. Engage through those glutes. Press 2 more. Last one. Press. Good. Bring it all the way down. Scoot this over to the side for now because we'll come back to it. Give yourself a little stretch out. Woo. Stretch into those shoulders. Stretch into those armpits. All right, back up. Quadruped or go into your full plank position. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Pressing through those shoulders. Little combo. We'll go slow. You go down, press up, shift forward, back to center. Again, lower, press away, push, forward. Can we speed it up? Down, press, forward, back, down, press. You can absolutely go to your knees for this as well. We're burning to those shoulders, trying to fatigue them, where you have to take that break. So take that break whenever you need. Down, press. Now see if you can soften your shoulders or soften your elbows just a little bit. So you're not locking your elbows. You have just the slightest bend in them. 2 more. Down, push, forward. Down, push, forward. Good. Step back, child's pose. Knees go wide, just a little sway side to side. Ooh, a little bit back, onto your back. Let's get into hip bridge again, but now we're bumping it up a little bit. Ooh, all right, feet together. So but they were hip width distance apart, but now they're squeezing together, curling up and curling down. If your knees and inner thighs can't stay together the entire time, that's okay. If you need to separate them just a little bit, That's okay too. It's more trying to pull the muscles in towards the midline. So as long as we're pulling them in, to strengthen in towards that midline, that's good. That's what we need to do. Drawing in towards that midline, squeezing is going to help strengthen in towards that inner, towards that pelvic floor as well. So really good to tighten everything in towards that midline. 2 more. Last one, hold up at the top. Good. Little tiny squeezes. Just squeeze through the butt, and now think of squeezing your inner thighs together. Oh yeah, inner thighs. We forget about those inner thighs. I forget about my inner thighs. I forget to work my inner thighs. Gonna be really good. Gonna also work the pelvic floor, which we all need. We all could use, but we're into that pelvic floor, getting that stronger. Drawing in towards, trying to smush those inner thighs together as deep as we can. 8, 7, hold in 4, hold it at the top, chip over to one side, bend the knee, straighten the leg, go to a single leg, hold. Good, bend the knee, switch over to the other side. Just that much for right now. Keep the hips nice and square. Bend the knee, switch it over. You put your fingertips on your hips, make sure those hip bones don't move. They're balancing 2 martini glasses on them. Switch over. That's how still you're keeping them. Keeping those martini glasses balanced the whole time. 1 more time each side. Good, last time. Reaching up. Yeah, going to roll all the way down. Into that butterfly position. Heels together. Bottoms of the feet together, knees go out. Squeezing through the glutes, lifting up, lowering down. Squeeze the cheeks, keep those knees out, draw the belly in. Four more like this. Maybe feeling this. I feel this more in my outer glutes. Got that externally rotated position. Now we're just taking a little bit different angle into our cheeks and keeping that tuck of the pelvis. Hold it up at the top and do little presses out of the knees. So this is the opposite. Before we were squeezing in towards the midline, now we're pushing those knees out. So we're working the outside versus the inside. Both are important. You need to work the 360 of that leg. You need to get all around it. Working into that hip joint as well. Hold in 4, 3, 2, hold it. All right, now I'm gonna use my arms for this one. So I'm putting my arms right by my side and pushing down to the arms to try and balance over on one side, dig the heel in, dig the knife edge, outside edge of my foot in, trying to lift one leg up. We'll do an attitude position. Attitude just means a turned out position, lifting that leg up. Or yes, switch over to the other side. Oh, that's so much harder. That turned out position. So keep those hips still, pushing in through your arms. Switch over to the other side. And still bouncing, that martini glass. It might be sloshing around a little bit more in this position. But again, I'm trying. And switch. Breathe, press. Squeeze into that standing leg. One more each way. Squeeze into that standing leg. Push the foot into the floor. Last time. Squeeze, press, dig. Ooh, and relax it all the way down. Oh, okay. Stay into the core. Break for that core, or break for the legs into the core. You stay at tabletop position. Hands behind the head. Now we are, so before we're doing the straight lift up, now do the curl in and back out. Curl in, back out. I'm still trying to keep a gap between chin and chest, so I'm not cranking on my neck. Go nice and slow. Imagine like you have a giant orb right on top of your stomach. You're trying to curl yourself up and around that orb. So you are rolling into a ball, but you're not crunching into a ball, if that makes sense. You're lengthening around a ball. then can we speed it up? In, out, in. I'm tucking my pelvis under. You could also absolutely do this without the reverse crunch. You can keep the crunch just right here, or you could just do the reverse crunch. You don't have to do the upper body. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Bring the knees over to one side. Bring it up. Switch. Over. Up. If you can't keep head, neck, and shoulders up, if this feels like it's too much, put your arms out to the side, put your head down. I can go further here, so I have more leverage, but I actually work my abs more by making it smaller and holding up here. Then I just have to figure out where my body needs to be today. Controlling your body in space, which is also a really important skill to hone in on and to strengthen. So how far can you go? Can you stop yourself and pull yourself back before you lose control? Maybe you go a little bit too far. You're like, uh-oh, I'm just topping over. That's what class is for. Those moments are great. It's so valuable to learn where our limits are and to push to those and maybe go beyond those sometimes if we can do it safely. 2 more. Pull the belly button in. I'm definitely feeling those obliques. 1 more. Side of the abs. Last one. Good. Okay. Woo. Going back into those shoulders. Last set. All right, friends. We have lots of different options. Oh, I'm getting hot. I'm going to have to put this. Look how long this hair is getting. No quarantine haircut. This hair's getting so long. All right. So we're going back up into our plank position. For whoever cares. You can definitely stick in quadruped. You can stick to modified plank out here, or you can tuck the toes all the way under. Push in through the shoulders, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Breathe. Good. Now, I'm going to bring my feet out a little bit wider because that's going to help me as I lift one hand up and try to do those single arm raise push-ups for 8, 7. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Push through that arm. 4, 3, 2, hold it. Good, bring it over to the other side. If you need to take a little breather, a little moment, do so. Balance other side. Here we go. For 8, 7. Try not to twist the body. Keep pressing through that shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, bring the knees down. If you have that item, go ahead and bring it underneath you. Woo. Let's see if we can do it with straight arms in your high plank position. I'm not going to be able to get all that way down, but I'm going to try, right? So push through the arms, shifting your weight forward. Maybe you can do a little bend and press back. Oh, I'm just going to shift forward and back. Like my arms are like, nah, you're just going to do this today. Keep pressing. I can feel myself lose that form when I started to bend elbows, so I'm not going to do that. Shifting forward, pressing back. So I'm trying to hover my heart over that CD line and then shift back away. Good. Hold it forward. Hold it forward right here. Yeah, shifting forward a little bit more. Definitely feel this more in my abs. Press into it. Breathe. 8, 7. Oh, I'm shaking. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Woo. Ah, bring it back again. Give yourself a little side to side sway. Nice, strong work. All right, finishing out with our arms. Just sit yourself down. If you want to stand up, you can. I don't have the head space to do that, so I'm just going to stay seated down. But wherever you are, bring yourself up tall. Right, shoulders are nice and toasty. Let's see if we can burn them out a little bit more. Reach out long. Twist, twist. So I'm twisting, I'm flipping my hands over, but mostly I'm reaching as long as I can to my arms. So I'm not just here, kind of, you can just sort of go through the motions, but really stretch ask those muscles to lengthen out. So before we pushed, right, we were pushing into the floor. Now we're reaching those muscles. Reach them long. And try and flip over as much as you can. Hold it up, do a little twist. Back, back, back. I'll turn sides so you can see what that looks like from the side. Twist, twist, twisting back, twisting back. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling that in the back of my shoulder. You kind of feel it wherever you need it. We're rotating back, working those muscles that are going to help to open up our chest, roll our shoulders back behind us, combat all of that forward leaning we do, and all that forward shoulder rolling we do. Shake out when you need to. My arms are burning. I don't know about yours. 4, 3, 2, to goal post. In, out, in, out. Also, sweat is dripping down my chest. I don't know about you. And squeeze those elbows together. Keep the shoulders down as you do this. So I know, especially when my shoulders get tired, I start to do this like shrugging thing, like, oh, you're trying so hard. Yeah, that's when I know I need to just take a break instead. Jump back into it as soon as I can. Keep the shoulders down, keep the elbows lifted. Pulse it in. Oh, this is gonna burn. I can already tell. This is gonna be intense. Yeah. Squeeze those elbows in. Whew. See, it's not just you. Hold it in, slide the arms up, 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 up. Like the little pistons. Pistols? Yeah, oh, burning into the shoulders. Also squeezing into that chest. Both arms. Pump, 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 pump. Try and squeeze those elbows together. Press the forearms a little bit deeper. 16, 15, 14. 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake them out. Switch your legs. So now your other leg is on top. Hinge yourself forward. Fingertips come together. This is called shaving in Pilates. We do this. I do this in my bar class all the time as well. Hands go behind the head, and they reach up to a 45-degree angle. Behind the head, reach up, and bring it down. Now, when you bring it down behind your head, the hands are going to want to open up. Try and resist that. That's what's going to really work that shoulder mobility. If you cannot get behind your head, just come to the crown of your head, then reach up. And keep that length in your neck. Oh, yeah, shoulders. Can we speed it up? Up, back. Fingertips stay together the entire time if you can. It's called shaving because it's like you're shaving the back of your head. I don't know if that's actually true for those who shave the back of their head. This is probably not at all what it feels like. But this is what Joseph Pilates called it. Oh, press, squeeze, pulse it up, press, press. Fingertips stay together. Here, I'll come here, maybe that. Yeah, keep pressing towards that 45-degree angle. Lengthen away. Keep the shoulders down. Pulse it behind the head or to the crown of the head. Oh, this one hurts. Back of those arms. Top of those shoulders. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Awesome work. Woo, shoulders. Let's stretch out those shoulders. Oh, grab onto one arm. Grab onto the forearm or the bicep or the tricep up here. Don't grab onto the elbow. Grab above or below the elbow. And then pull that arm across. Then pull the shoulder back down and away. The oppositional force of your hand pulling this way and your shoulder pulling back the other way. Keep the shoulder drop. You can tilt your head. You can really roll it out. Oh, that feels good. That's a lot into the shoulder joints. But really great for us to, even when we strength train or weight train, kind of focus on the big muscles of our shoulders. We don't really focus on those inside foundational muscles. And switch it over to the other side, open yourself up, switch. I'm also going to show you a really nice doorway stretch, which if you don't have a doorway, that's okay, as long as you have something, a wall or something to grab onto. this will work. All right, so go ahead and find yourself a wall, find yourself something that's vertical, and then take your arm to a 90-degree angle. Or I'll continue in just so I can. Then put your forearm up against that wall, against that whatever, doorway, and then twist yourself open and away. So we also do this stretch down on the floor where you're laying on your stomach and your arm is out and then you roll towards that arm. This is the same sort of thing. Oh, but that feels so good after getting all those planks and all that bar arm work we just did. Stretching all throughout here. And bring your hand down, do the same stretch, just get a different angle. One angle may be better for your body. Maybe there's one place that you're like, oh yeah, right here. Go there, figure it out, move your arm around, see what feels good. Definitely feeling tinginess up into my shoulder. One more, reach the arm all the way up and try stretching it. This is also gonna help stretch out the muscles. Again, this pec minor, all these muscles, they get really tight. We lean over, we are on our phones, they get tight, and we start to roll our shoulders forward. So you see too, some people, or as we age, I think it's in our mind that we just start hunching over more and more. We don't have to. That is a thing that happens to some people, but it doesn't have to happen if we just take care of these muscles, we work the back of the body, and we stretch all this out. Switch over to the other side. I'm gonna face away from you, just get this arm, and maybe you can see a better angle of it. 90-degree angle, put your arm on, and then twist away. And notice if one side feels different than the other. Twisting away, stretch, kind of adjust where my elbow is. One arm may be tighter. I definitely have one arm that's more mobile, and the other arm that's stronger. So, again, just good to know things about ourselves. Try not to judge them. Just be like, oh, that's interesting, curious. There, you can reach down, give yourself that stretch. Okay, we're getting into our glutes, into our hips for one more bar section of the legs. We'll do one last core and then done. The sound. Reach up. I've also been pleasantly surprised at these pop-up workouts. I don't really have a time frame. I just kind of go. But they've ended up being around 45, maybe 50, more like 50 minutes, which I think is a really great daily practice amount of time. I have no idea what this one is going to end up being, but it's a good amount of time, 30 minutes to an hour. That's a good chunk of time to be moving your bodies around. And if you don't have that, that's okay too. It's really just moving your body for as much time as you can is great. So even if it's 5 minutes, it's wonderful. But I've been happy that my body has just naturally been going kind of that amount of time. Okay, so we're going back down onto the floor. We're going into single leg bridges now. We practiced doing them before. Try and draw your heels in, squeeze everything in towards that midline, bring one leg up towards the ceiling, curling up and curling down. Now your hips, let me move back a little bit so you can see from that sticker, your hips may not go up as high, right? So now without both of my legs, my hips can go a little bit higher. With just one leg, it's not going to go up as high, probably. That's okay, because this leg is still working a lot more. And I want to make sure my hips stay square, and then I stay even. 2 martini glasses. So I'm not cheating the height by hiking this step up. It's not about how high it goes. It's about how hard this standing leg is working. 4 more like this. Pressing, digging that heel into the floor, pushing the floor away from you. 2 more. Last one, hold at the top. Little tiny pulses. 16, 15. Little pokes up into the air. Stretch that toe. 8, 7. Yeah, booty. 4. Hold it at the top. Leg goes down and up. So now put your hands back onto your hips. Hips stay absolutely still. Lengthen away. If you feel this aching in your lower back, lower the hips down. Just do the leg with tailbone all the way down on the ground. Or try tucking your pelvis under, pull your belly button in more and see if that helps as well. 2 more like this. Oh yeah, this leg, standing leg is working. Speed it up to tempo for 8, 7. How still, how quiet can you keep your body as that leg is kicking? 3, 2, 1. Oh, curl all the way down. Oh, yes. Kick that leg out. Give a little pat. Job well done. Switch over to the other side. Hips stay even and square. Curling up and curling down. Curl up. Curl down. And I'm doing that tuck of the pelvis. I'm trying to peel the spine up and trying to peel the spine down. Reaching that other toe up towards the ceiling. Breathing into it. It's almost helpful, it's helpful for me to almost think of I'm pushing the floor away from me, and that's what lifts the hips. So I'm not even really thinking about lifting my hips. I'm more pushing the floor away, and naturally my hips lift because of the power I'm creating. 2 more. Last one, hold it at the top. Little tiny lifts. 16, 15, press. Getting super small. Maybe so small you can't even, doesn't even look like I'm moving on the screen. 8, 7, that's okay because I feel it. So what matters? Hold it up, slow leg lowers down and lifts. Fingertips back on those hip bones just as a reference. Lengthening away, pressing back up. With the belly pulled in. Oh, digging in with that standing leg. Squeezing into this glute. 2 more slow. We're almost there, almost there. Speed it up to tempo for 8. Let's go. 8, 7, down, press. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, go all the way down. Oh, but. So we go out to that frog leg position. One leg goes up towards the ceiling, trying to lift and lower. This is going to be super tiny. Maybe you don't even get your hips all the way off the floor. Or if you want, you stick to this double leg lift right here. This double leg lift is great. Yeah, my hips aren't going to lift very far. If I put my hands down and let my arms help, then I get up a little bit higher. But again, it's not about the height. It's about pressing into that standing leg. This standing leg is tired. I don't know about you. Hold it up at the top. Pulse, pulse, squeeze. 8, 7, 4, 3. Hold it at the top. Circle the top leg around. Circle other way. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl all the way down. Oh, okay. We have one last leg. We got this. One last time. Into that frog leg position. The toe goes up towards the ceiling, curling up and lowering down. Now, I know the more my leg is kicked up towards my forehead, the easier it feels. The more my leg is kind of reaching, it feels like more resistance. So then you just kind of have to find what works for your body. Loading that tailbone up, loading it down. 2 more like this. We're almost there. I know, booty burning, working hard today. Hold it up, little pulses. 16, 15. Dig in that edge of the foot. 8, 7, 4. Hold it, circle around. 8. Circle other way. Last 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curl all the way down. Woo, yeah. Windfield right for those knees. Roll it side to side. Do whatever you need to do. Going into a figure 4 stretch or a whale tail stretch. Face this way for whale tail. Take one knee, cross it over the other knee. Bend both. Grab onto your ankles. You're making a whale tail shape with your legs. If this does not feel accessible to you today, then go just to a figure 4 stretch or any other glute stretch. Otherwise, whale tail position, draw the knees in, then lengthen the tailbone away again. So then oppositional force, I'm drawing my knees in towards my chest, but my tailbone and my butt is reaching the other direction. Awesome job. That was a lot. So a lot into the shoulders, a lot into the hips. I'm sweating. I have a sweat spot on my shirt. I can see it. I'm sure you can see it. So go to the other side, cross the knees over, grab onto the ankles, draw the knees in, press the tailbone away. But give yourself some gratitude. Be proud of this work. That was an intense Tuesday pop-in. Way to go. Strengthening all those little muscles inside the hip joint, inside the shoulder joints. Getting into the core. Speaking of core. Okay, I know, I promise. We have one last core fade, one last core. I know, one last core to do. Then we'll call it quits. Knees to tabletop position. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Crisscross or bicycle. Crossing over, crossing over. If you would rather do side planks, oblique crunches, do whatever else you would like to do to just get into the obliques. That's again the side abdominals. 16, 15. Eight, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in, toes go up towards the ceiling. Lift, lower, lift. Okay, so doing that jutting of the chin again, trying to lift the nose and the toes straight up towards the ceiling. It's going to be super small, tiny motion. But I feel this in my upper, middle, lower abs, everything working. Eight more. 7. Squeeze, press, reach up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the feet, cross it over, over, over. Reaching towards that pinky toe. This is the last thing we have. If you want to add some extra spice to this, you can lengthen those legs away. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, get all the way in. Let the knees fall on one side. Give yourself a spinal twist. Just relax, breathe. Let the hips stack right on top of each other, and then you reach the other arm back behind you. Give yourself a moment. Just let gravity sink your body into the floor, and release all those muscles you just contracted and worked so hard. Whew. Go over to the other side. Don't even know. My muscles are definitely burning. I definitely got my heart rate up. I'm sweating. I'm sweating quite a bit right now. I will bet you I'm going to feel more energized today. Even though I put out this effort, my muscles worked, they're tired, I will feel more energized the rest of the day. Doing these daily pop-up classes has really boosted personally, my energy up. It's not only helped kind of keep more of a movement routine for me, but it's also just, I think, just sparked my energy again. So this moving is powerful. It's really good for us. However we can get it in, however we can do it. Give yourself a little rock and roll forward and back. Come all the way up to sitting. Flip it back over again. Go back through those cat-cows. Round the spine, lengthen the spine. Working into the spine. And the bones just want to move. The body was made to move. The muscles want to work. And work, again, doesn't have to be like they're dying. They can't move the next day. Work just means they want to be active. Circle around. Circle the other way. Sit back into a child's pose. Give yourself a moment here. I'm going to switch this music over. As you sit in child's, breathe into child's pose. Inhale, exhale. Close your eyes. Give yourself a moment. Settle back onto the mat. Settle back into your body. If you would like to do a little bit more stretching, please go for it. We've gotten to the hips, we've gotten to the shoulders, but definitely if you want to stretch some more, your body always loves stretching. Come all the way up. We do have some stretching, classes as well if you want to follow along to anything like that. I'm just doing a little bit of yoga, but definitely maybe not right now, but maybe later in the day if you feel yourself like sitting for a long time, and then when you get up, you're like, oh, I feel stiff, or I'm feeling a little crunchy. Just, again, moving the body a little bit and stretching things out, especially because we did burn in those tiny muscles. Just want to lubricate them back up again. Give them some love. Give them some juice for the rest of the day. Good. Hands go onto your knees. Take a deep inhale. Fill up the lungs. Exhale. Empty everything out. 2 more deep breaths. Fill up your belly. Let that belly go. Exhale. Draw the belly in. Try and get all of the air out of your body. 1 more. Inhale. Fill the belly up. Inhale the gratitude. Inhale the power. Exhale. Boss pose. Blink the eyes open. Clasp your hands. Put them behind your head. Open up. Give yourself a big stretch up towards the ceiling. The sternum, your breastbone, my sweat spot, is lifting up towards the ceiling. And the elbows go wide. Give yourself that big opening stretch through the front of the chest and the shoulders. Lengthening the head. Stack the head back onto the spine. Soften back down again. And we'll end with fluffing our aura. Hands together. Bring the gratitude. Bring the intention for the rest of your day today. Happiness, love, light, all the good stuff. Do a little shake out. Cross up top, in the middle, down low. Lift the energy up and let it pour down on you. Thanks so much for joining me today for this pop-up special, little shoulders and bar action. Let me just switch this over so you can have it. If you are interested, able, in donating for this class, just learn that information up there. Always say this, you do not need to, no pressure to. We just throw the information up there because we have people ask us for it. But really, we're just happy to have you moving your bodies with us, sharing your time with us. Other great ways that you can show your appreciation is by commenting. Let us know how you like this workout, sharing the video, giving a thumbs up, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Letting us know too if you have any requests, because we really do. We love hearing from you. I love hearing from you. I love the interaction of teaching, and I'm missing that more doing this virtually. So anytime that you give me a little comment or feedback or request, I really do appreciate that and love hearing from you all. That being said too, if you want to become a Patreon member, you can check out patreon.com/movewithmidnite. We have a lot of amazing people who go there, and you can choose how much you donate monthly. It just helps keep classes like this going, because I really do want to keep these classes going throughout, even when things are starting to open back up again, or whatever happens. I want to be able to keep these classes going, just so you have a choice online and at home to keep your bodies moving. So they also get special perks and bonuses. They get to vote on classes. They get special extra videos. We're doing a special Patreon member only class this Saturday. So check it out if you're interested. And then, of course, all of our social media information there as well, and websites. So thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of your day. If you're here with me live or the day of, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. If you're watching me some other time, I hope you've had a wonderful Tuesday, and hope you have a good rest of your day today. Really appreciate you moving with me. Whew. I'm feeling all the things up here and down here. All right. Take care, everyone. Hope to move with you next time. Have a good one.